friends. So I am going to show you a little bit about the social studies curriculum. I know with school starting soon, we don't have a whole lot of time to collaborate, so I want to show you how to use social studies, but on your own time, so that way we can kind of all get our stuff done, whatever. So if you look, this is the screen page that you start with when you sign in. Programs, classes, data. Pretty straightforward. I use the programs the most, so when you click on programs, you should only see one of these, and you will click on this one right here. So you'll see I arranged this right here in this right corner. It says rearrange. I know that I only teach chapter 1 through 6, so I moved everything else down below. Chapter 7 and below, I didn't need it, so I moved it. Right here, graphic organizers and maps, you can download those to go along with lessons. This 21st Century Learning is just some extra resources. Our curriculum comes with leveled readers, and they are right here. And each chapter has three varieties of leveled readers. And I've used them quite a few times. It was just hard to find time to get all of that stuff in. So let me go back and show you some more. So we also, if you look right here, things that have the lock on them, if you see there's locks here and here, that means that that is locked to students. Only teachers are accessible to that information. So if we click on this, it brings up the teacher's guide, and I brought that up already. It looks like this. I clicked to the back. I thought it was hard. Let's just find a random page. I thought it was hard to see this, as you can tell. I prefer to use my textbook copy, but if I zoom in, I mean, if you don't have your book right now, this will do. You know what I mean? Print it out, do what you gotta do. So let's go back. So that's the teacher's manual. There's some other resources here, but that's the main thing I used for this. I'm gonna click the back arrow. Let's click on chapter 1, because that's where we'll obviously start. Right here's a chapter opener. It's the quick lesson. It tells you what our goal is out of this chapter. It plays a video, and almost every social studies chapter we've done, I have paired with quite a few brain pop videos to kind of get it started with what we're learning. It gives you a fun activity. This is normally a game, words to know. Kids love that. And in the online student edition, there's actually an e-text for students that they have access to. And what's wonderful about this is it does text-to-speech. So for students who are struggling with reading, they can do the auditory portion of this textbook, and that's ideal. You know, if a kid's struggling or you're short for time, just it's always an option. So I'm going to go back. So lesson 1, let me give you a little overview of what a lesson looks like. There's a lesson introduction, and all of this stuff is online components to go with lesson 1. I normally do the lesson introduction and then some of the key ideas, but I also had a longer social studies class time. You can do what you want. It's just whatever works for you. On the right side here, the main thing that I used over here, they give you a lesson guide, which is helpful. I didn't really need them because I had my social studies textbook curriculum, but I use this editable quiz a lot. So this editable quiz, you can either print it paper, pencil copy, which when technology isn't working, when a kid's absent, when, you know, I personally did a lot of the paper pencil because kids wanted to have this as a hard copy. I used it as an exit slip. I used it as after we read. I used this lesson quiz after every lesson. There's one after every lesson. It kind of gives you a very clear idea of what test questions are going to look like. And students found it helped prepare them more. So yeah, that's about that. I'm going to go back to the overview of chapter 1. And if you look down here, it shows your leveled readers again. And this orange thing here, this is all your assessments and your answer keys. What's hard is your answer key prints out on one sheet for every quiz, for every test, and it's like microscopic little itty-bitty letters. But when I did paper pencil for some students, it worked better. But you have an option. There's an editable form, A and B, And you can do paper pencil, you can do online. You can edit both. You can send specific kids specific quizzes or tests, because these tests were pretty hard. So I went in and edited them a lot. For instance, question 1 through 20 was always multiple choice. 21 through 25 was always short answer. And I did 1 through 20 on the iPads or Chromebooks, and then it graded that for me. And then I assigned the short answer, and then I graded that myself because I felt more comfortable about that. Or I just didn't do the short answer. Or I did the short answer as review. It's kind of whatever works for you. So if you look through here, there's a Spanish version of everything. And here is all of that stuff as well. Resources up at the very top here I thought was pretty helpful. Sorry, my computer's being really slow. Okay, or here's standards. I use those as well. It shows you the Common Core standards. And each lesson tells you objectives, a ton of them, and what standards it's meeting. Here's your e-text. Here's tools. So if you need to find any of that stuff, it's mainly just your glossary. Up here, classes. This is where you make your classes. You have to enter in classes. You have to enter in your students. It is really being slow, but it is super easy to enter your classes. So I would just go here and say McCarty, if I could spell my name, and then I scroll down, pick a picture, pick a program, which is obviously My World 5th grade, and then it tells you, do the student's name, do a username, do a password, and this is something you're creating. So I always did, sorry, my dog was distracting me, I always did usernames and passwords that were either similar or the same of something they already used, whether it be AR or something like that, or I used their AR username and created every single student to have the same password. Whatever works for you, just do it. And then it'll show you that. Data, the only thing that data really does is it shows you your grades. I don't have any classes in here right now, so I can't really show you that. But it shows you whether a student completed an assignment, if they're still doing it, if they have not started it. It gives you their grade. It shows you what questions they got wrong. It's super helpful when helping your kids improve. So I liked that. But if you have any actual questions, I would love to help you. I just thought this might be an easy way to try something I learned in grad classes this summer, and an easy way to help you. And you can watch this on your own time, whenever. If you need a refresher, just let me know. So that's all I have for you.